Huh? Hey now, and welcome down to KC Toy Reviews. We are here today with Harley Quinn by Sideshow Collectibles. Now, this is one of the second versions of Harley Quinn they've put out there. Forgive me, maybe they have three, but all I know of is this one and another version. And this is also a collaboration with TB League. Yes, underneath the fantastic tailored suit is a TB League body, and we will get more into that soon. But, as always, let's go ahead, fine-comb those details, hold each other's hands, and dive right the hell goddamn in. Alright, so here we are with Sideshow Collectibles' comic version of Harley Quinn. Now, let's get a couple things right out of the way. For starters, Sideshow offers two versions of this figure, the version that you see in hand and another one that comes with two head sculpts. The additional head sculpt that comes in the other version is an unmasked blonde version of Harley, and well, sad to say, they were sold out when I went for this. And recently, Sideshow went through some badass deals, and I keep picking on that other guy, Kiko Collectors or Kiko Channel, whatever the hell that guy's name is. He was bashing Sideshow's Black Friday deals, and man, what an idiot that guy looks like, because Sideshow's Black Friday deals were fantastic. Not only were they just Black Friday, they went the whole goddamn month. Screw some comic shop that I keep laughing about it. That guy walked into a comic shop where all the prices are jacked up, and he was like, look at this, it's 10% off. And this figure, it's like, dude, Sideshow Collectibles killed everybody's deals the entire month. They nailed it. Of course, when this thing went on sale and we add some points to it, I think I got out the door for $120. And as I mentioned also in the beginning, it's a TB League body underneath. Is that good or is that bad? That's something that we'll go over throughout the details of this video. Now, one of the first gripes that I'm actually going to point out would be the suit itself. You can see in this simple pose, there's quite a bit of wrinkles that are already starting. Now, if I bend the arm, oh my god, the figure almost fell right there. I know that's a really awkward pose. But as we can see, when we bend the arm, insane amount of wrinkling on this suit. So one of the allures to me when I bought this figure was indeed the material of the suit. I thought it was pretty cool looking, pretty sleek. Clearly through the pictures, the tailoring is top notch on this suit, and yes, beat a dead horse with it, paired with a TB League body, we have a pretty cool combination because it hugs the body nicely and it fits it. The danger that I do see now is that with these wrinkles, depending on the pose that you put it in, I think that it could damage that suit and basically leave some permanent wrinkles and lines over time in that suit. So I would be very careful with how you pose this thing. Now, as far as the head sculpt goes, it's pretty good. I mean, there's not too much to complain about. I'm not 100% thrilled with the cast line kind of on the earpieces here. And there's a few small knickknacks throughout the actual face itself. However, being that they went with a comic version of Harley Quinn, they had a lot of creative freedom. But overall, it sits on there nice, fantastic articulation with it. Obviously, it sits on a TB League body. You can kind of move this thing around pretty well. The maniacal look and smile on her face is pretty cool. And after a while, I would say the more I stare at it, the more I actually do like it. I'm just very disappointed that I didn't get the collector's version or exclusive, whatever the hell they call it, that had the two head sculpts, because I would have been able to swap them out for some different looks and different poses. So I think from this shot here, we can cover a few things right off the bat. For starters, the bright and vibrant suit is outstanding. That red and black contrast really, really pops, especially in person. And then when it's paired with the material of the suit, it has a slight shine to it, which is just an extra layer of contrast and depth to this beautiful figure so far. And of course, what we see in shot is the TB League body in full force. And what do I mean? Well, personally, if I saw this, I would probably think it's a statue. And I don't even think double jointed knees or double jointed elbows even enters the conversation with TB League, because again, you can pose them however the hell you want. With this figure, the only fear is that you will actually end up damaging the suit because the posing has so many options. And now, on top of the bright, vibrant colors, the shiny suit, you can see that the tailoring is just top notch. It fits the TB League body perfectly. I mean, this Harley Quinn is on fire. And once we pair this side by side with the Sideshow Joker, which we will do later on in the video, you will see it is next level. And to just kind of briefly show off the two accessories that did come with it, we have the very stereotypical classic Harley Quinn mallet, obviously oversized and gigantic as always. Now on this particular version from Sideshow, I would say that it is great quality. The handle and shaft itself actually feels die-cast oddly, so really, really great quality there. The overall feel and head of the mallet is pretty spectacular, and like I said, this thing actually has some weight to it. And another very classic Harley Quinn weapon would be this bat here. Again, nice paint application, great details on it. As you can see, there's kind of a little red symbol at top there. And it's almost like this was just ripped from a tree or something. As you can see, there's kind of some irregular shapes and sizes to it. Overall, I do think this is a very beautiful piece and a nice addition. And of course, just briefly, how can we have Harley Quinn without the clown prince himself, the Joker? And if you didn't know, this is the Sideshow version of Joker, which pairs perfectly with Harley Quinn. I hate to say it, I think the paint application on Joker's face is slightly better than Harley Quinn's, but nonetheless, they pair amazingly with one another, and be it that they are one of the most psychotic couples of all time, I had to have them both on my shelf. I am a massive Joker fan, and I truly think Sideshow nailed it with this version of Harley, so you cannot go wrong with these two on your shelf. I cannot stress enough, they look amazing with one another. And there we have it. Sideshow Collectibles 1/6 scale comic accurate version of Harley Quinn. And for the most part, they nailed it with this figure. I truly think two of the biggest downfalls of this figure are the fact that they had this beautifully tailored, shiny, bright contrast suit that goes back and forth between these kind of simple 3D printed pieces. It's not a huge knock, and I don't think it's something that's going to bother a lot of people, but given the quality of the suit, a little bit more effort into the accessory pieces, like the things on her wrist and around her neck, could have went a long way. Even a slight weathering could have added a little extra detail. And on top of that, because the suit is so nice, it is very disappointing to see that it could easily get damaged. The thing crinkles super quick depending on the pose you can put this in, and of course pair that with a TB League body, you basically can crunch this up into a cannonball. I mean, you literally could pose her in a cannonball like she's jumping into a pool. But again, the downfall is depending on how long you keep her in that cannonball position, the suit could easily damage, and those crinkles could create lines that permanently crease and stay there forever. So my suggestion would be to pose her with not too many angles in the arms, if not keep her in a simple museum-ish type pose. If you do want some longevity, you want to keep this piece for a long time. But my God, as it spins right now, again, because of that TB League body and how finely tailored the suit is, it literally looks like a statue. I cannot believe how nice this thing looks. And pair that with a couple nice weapon accessories like her mallet and the bat, and well, then again, I would say that Sideshow really truly nailed this piece. There is one other downfall, and that's the included stand. Now, I did have the stand in this thing a few times throughout the video, and that's because I had a very hard time standing her due to the high heels. Not sure if I'm going to knock it too much because it did have a nice balance, but I was just very worried that she was going to topple over a few times. So it's nice that the stand's included. It's clearly needed, but man, Sideshow, given the beautiful artwork that you have on the box, the amazing piece that we have in front of us, I am just baffled when you give us this very bland black stand. This is an officially licensed piece. Give us some logos and some texture or something to those stands, because it almost takes away a little bit from the figure. It is such a bland and boring stand. I'd have to thank you for included one because it is absolutely needed. However, it definitely needs an upgrade going forward if you're going to do any more DC characters, because everything else, right down to the quality of the weapon accessories themselves, are fantastic, which I think is now a perfect time to segue into a score. And as I've mentioned a few times, there's really not too much wrong with this piece. There's a couple small little knickknacks in the face, some contrast issues that might be personal preference, so the score that comes to mind is going to be an 8.7 out of 10. I think they've done a really cool thing by pairing up the TB League with a DC character such as Harley Quinn and have this fantastic, bright, vibrant, shiny-ish tight suit that hugs the body, dare I say, perfectly. It's a cool experiment. It paid off very well. and I hope they do more things like this down the line in the future. Because I don't want to sound weird, but because this is a female body and they use the TB League and the great tailoring, the proportions and the way it look are just great. I mean, it looks straight up ripped right out of the comic book. And I hope we get more figures like this, again, especially comic-ish type characters, not just Court of the Dead stuff, because they have really done a cool thing here. So with an 8.7 out of 10, yes, I suggest this. If you're a DC fan, if you're a Joker fan, if you're a Batman fan, you would be crazy not to have this in your collection. I do think Sideshow has a little bit of a high price point. I think it's like $250 or something, but we got to remember DC, officially licensed, TB League. I mean, you have like multiple hands in the pot on this figure, so it makes sense the price is a little bit higher. Not saying that it's worth $250 100%. I think it could have been a little bit lower in my opinion. So, with all that said, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here today at KC Toys with Harley Quinn, and my fingers crossed that Sideshow does more figures like this. I truly look forward to see what Sideshow has next in their comic book line. Catch you guys next time. Harley Quinn, probably going to drop the mallet when I do this thing. See you guys later.
Huh?